Thing we're going to cover is the basic single leg tackle. We're going to do two different single leg tackles. One is called the outside reach single, and one is called the inside reach single. Okay. On your single leg tackle, again, the key is to step at least to where he's standing at. We're going to do what we call an outside reach first. Okay. As I start to step into Rick, I'm going to step to the outside of his foot. Anytime you're doing an outside reach single leg tackle, you want to head your head towards the inside. Step to the outside of his foot. Okay, now, this trailing leg, the knee of the trailing leg, may or may not hit the mat. It really doesn't make that much difference. What does count is the contact that you make with his leg and where you have your head. Okay, so when we take that step, we're going to step right next to his foot. It's a good idea to step maybe a half foot to a foot away from his foot. Because we're going to reach around the outside of his leg and eventually rotate to the outside, you don't want to have your foot right next to his foot. So a half foot to a foot away is where you want to have your foot at. Okay, now from here, as we start to move into it, we're going to make shoulder contact, and your head should be slightly above his knee. Okay? On this particular single, we don't want to have the head down here. There are singles, however, where your head is placed down by his ankle, but not on this one. Okay, so from here, you step into the outside, half foot to a foot away, shoulder contact. The outside arm goes around the leg, right behind the knee. The other hand, you're going to use as a post, right in front of his foot. Once you get to this position, the key is to be able to rotate behind this man's body. So once we get here, we're going to be driving this knee to the mat, and we're going to swing this back leg. Some wrestlers have a lot of difficulty doing that. And what it takes is a lot of drilling, just on the rotational movement. So from here, we drive this lead knee to the mat, and we swing the back leg, like such. Okay, let's turn to the other side. Okay, so what we're doing is we're starting from this position. As you move into it, and this arm goes around the leg, the lead knee goes to the mat, and you swing the back leg. Just like that. One thing you want to do on this is make sure that you stay in tight and close to his leg. That's important. Now, the hand that you posted on the mat, this inside hand, will eventually move up and control this ankle. So we step to the outside, shoulder contact, head to the inside. You have your knee rotation here. Now, this hand that was posted, you're going to bring it up and control his ankle. Right here. In most cases, what you're trying to do here is have one of your knees up. In this case, we drove this knee to the mat, we pivoted in a circle, and we rotated to this position. The hand that was posted on the mat came up and took his ankle. So if you do it all in one motion, it looks something like this. Here. Right here. So one knee is down, and the other knee is up. Okay. Eventually, what you would like to do is come all the way to your feet. There are ways that you can finish the single on the mat, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But for now, we're going to show you how to get to your feet. Okay, first of all, you take your step, you're posting, you knee drive, and rotate. This hand comes up off the mat and controls his ankle. Once you get into this position, it's important to have this leg tight. You don't want to be loose in this position. The more room he has to move and turn his body, the tougher it is for you to finish your single leg tackle. So once you get here, you want to be tight. As you start to move, you always move behind the man, not back out towards the front. When you start to move back out towards the front, he has a better chance to defend. So you're in this position, you rotate to the outside, you control his ankle, you pick it up, and you're tight. Now, as you start to move, you move behind him. The leg comes up a lot easier if you move behind him to work your finish. Now, Once you get to your feet, you're controlling this leg. You want to control him down by the ankle. Some wrestlers like to come over the foot because you have a little bit more control. You lock his leg in just a little bit more. The other hand is going to control him right behind the knee. Once you come to your feet, you want to keep your knees flexed. Keep your knees flexed. You want to try to stay pretty much square to him as opposed to letting him get around to the side and get this type of angle. Now he has a little bit better position to defend your single leg tackle. So if he moves that way, you want to be ready to move your feet this way. Keep control of this leg. Keep the knees flexed. Okay. As a general rule of thumb, once you come up in the air with this leg, you always want to let him hit the mat first. That's important. Okay? Every now and then I'll see wrestlers go to trip, say a front trip, and they'll go here and they'll go down, and this man will end up on top because I put myself lower than him. So if you're going to take him down, you want to make sure that he goes down first and then you follow him down. That's important on most of the finishes that you'll use when the leg is up in the air. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is work on the inside reach. Before we did the outside reach, again, what we're talking about is this type motion. Outside reach. Once you get it down, you're going to find that you can pick up real good speed with that type of movement. Right here. Up to your feet. On your inside reach, you're going to be reaching in with the inside arm or inside hand. You're doing this type of motion as opposed to this. The step stays the same. You're still going to step with your outside foot. So as we go in, you step and reach. If you notice, my foot went out the same time my hand did. That's important. That timing and coordination is real important because that's where you pick up your speed and that's going to allow you to get to his leg quicker. Okay, so now we reach right behind his knee. And this is on a low inside reach single. Once we get to this point, we're going to again concentrate on knee drive and back leg swing rotation. So you're here with the inside reach. This outside knee is going to drive to the mat. The back leg swings. As this back leg swings, this arm slides down so that you end up in this position. Okay, let's turn around this way a little bit, Rick. Okay, so from here, you reached in with the inside hand here. You step to the outside. Knee drive, rotation, this slides down. Okay, from here again, you're tight. From here, you move to the back as you come up with the leg. Personally, I think that the inside reach single leg tackle is better than the outside reach. However, it's a little bit more difficult because there's more that you need to coordinate. But if you can get down this type of action, it's a real effective way to shoot your single leg tackle. Now, just to speed it up just a little bit. So from here, inside reach, outside step. Here. Now, knee drive and rotation. Here. Up to your feet. You should end up square to the opposition. The next thing we're going to cover are single leg finishes on the mat. Many times a wrestler will shoot in on a single leg tackle and he'll end up down in this position. The defensive man will start to sprawl and the offensive wrestler will need to finish his single leg tackle from this position. So we're going to cover different ways that you can finish if you get caught down in this position. There are a couple things you need to keep in mind. If you're in on a single leg tackle and you're caught down here on the mat, the first thing you want to do is move as fast and as close to this leg as you can get. The longer the opposition can stay in a sprawl position and keep you stretched out, the better his position becomes. But what I need to do is move in and get close to this leg before he can get me completely sprawled out. Okay, now, the second thing we want to concentrate on is what we talked about before, this outside rotation. The quicker you can get to the outside of his body, the better your position becomes. This is true on your double, this is true on your high crotch, and many other leg attacks that you initiate. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. Get on this side, Rich. Okay, get yourself in a little bit more of a sprawl position. So we're here. Right now, first thing we want to do is pull it in nice and tight. Get close to the leg. Now, the first finish that we're going to work is an ankle grab and outside rotation. Okay, let me get the position so I can talk. Okay, from this position here, what you're going to do with the outside arm is reach behind his ankle and control him down by the foot. This inside arm is going to keep his leg locked in right behind the knee. You want to control him tight here. The head stays on the inside. Now, as he starts to sprawl and try to get his hips away, you want to keep control of this leg. Now, from here, what we're going to do now, okay, let's turn around, Rick, so they can see. What we're going to do now is step up, start moving to the outside. We're going to try to step over his leg. Now, from here, we're going to drive that knee to the mat. He'll probably end up sticking in a wizard and trying to maintain control with this wizard. From here, you're going to drive your hips towards the mat and take his ankle. We're moving to the outside and behind the plane of his body. If you notice, his position becomes weaker and weaker. Now, once we get to here, we're going to lean hard. Control his ankle. Now, from here, you can lift this arm out, come around his waist and get your takedown. Or, if he is insistent on keeping this whizzer in, we lift up hard on this ankle and drive him to the mat. Now, you pull it out and you still have your takedown. Okay, that's one finish. Another finish that you can use, say we hit a single leg tackle, we get caught down in here, okay, and he starts to sprawl again. And he ends up straight over your body. Again, we want to pull him in tight and close. Say he squares up with us. Okay, now from here, what we're going to do is post this arm on the mat. We're going to push up, and you're going to raise your head so that you come up in between his legs. From here, you push on his knee, pull down on the other side, and go for your takedown. Okay, again, you here? Okay, if he squares up with you, immediately you post on the mat, raise your head. Okay, before we did what we call a push, and we took him over towards his back. You could also come through the leg here, step up, and come around his waist. Now from here, we just take him, and we wind him down to the mat that way. That's another finish from the same position. Okay, something else that we can do, which is a little bit different from some of the things you've probably seen. Okay, we're in on a single leg tackle. Again, he starts to sprawl. What we do is we keep him in as tight as we can get him. Now from here, we're going to post this inside arm. We're going to step up with the outside leg. Now, you take your head between his legs and you just sit right to your butt. You rotate right to your butt. Now from here, we push and we roll through. You want to make sure that your head is between his legs as you sit. Again, watch. Okay, from here, okay, he starts to sprawl. We keep the leg tight. We post the arm. We lift the outside knee up. Right now, you sit and you come right to your butt. From here, you push the opposite leg and roll him through. Okay, those are some finishes that you can use on the mat. Now, if you hit a single leg tackle and you come to your feet, this leg is going to be in one of three positions. It's going to be out in front of your body, it's going to be between your legs here, or it's going to be on the outside of your body. You have to learn to finish takedowns from all three of those positions. Here, here, and here. Okay, we're going to start from here and work some basic finishes from this position. One of the most basic finishes is just an inside trip. Again, you want to make sure you have this leg tight, down by his ankle, control at the knee. Now, you may need to take a little step in, but what you're going to do is come above his knee and trip the leg out. This is not a move that you do lightly or easily. What you do is you step in, you pop real hard, and trip him down to the mat. Again, always let him hit the mat first. That's important. Okay. Another finish that you can use is just to raise this leg real high, as high as you can get it. Keep this tight and close to your body. Pull his knee towards your chest real hard. Now from here, you pull back hard towards the back, okay? And we're just going to trip. Boom, right to the mat. Always try to end up square to the opposition when he goes down. Another finish. Okay, control it here. What we're going to do is come over his leg, slightly above his knee, and we're going to take him away from his support leg. As you start to do that, you have to take short steps to maintain a strong position. Now pressure down and take him down to the mat. You should not go down to your knees before he goes down on that one. The key thing is to keep moving your own body. Don't try to walk him around your body to get him down to the mat. That's very difficult. What you have to do is move your own feet. Maintain that strong base. Here. And end up square to him as he goes down to the mat. Another series of finishes that you can use from this position is controlling him down by the ankle and going to the head. From here, we're going to take a little step, pull the head back, and trip down to the mat. You can also do this. From here, you move his head towards the front and trip that way and down to the mat. Control his leg, let him hit the mat first. Okay, those are some basic finishes that you can use when the leg is out front. In videotape number 2 that I put together, I'll be covering more advanced techniques, more advanced finishes. Finishes with the leg in the middle as well as having the leg on the outside.